Hi guys, my name is Harbinger, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a breakdown of one of my new songs that's going to be releasing come later this week on Friday called Necrosis. This song was mostly in the archives for a little while, mostly because I just didn't know what I wanted the song to kind of sound like and what I wanted it to kind of be when I was working on it. So today we're just going to be mostly doing a little bit of this type of stuff. So without a further ado, let's get right into it. Alrighty. And then leading into the build up of the first drop, I'm actually going to show you kind of the whole build up and then of course a little bit of the pre-drop. So here's what it looks like kind of with everything. So basically with the build up, it's pretty simple actually. There isn't really a lot of stuff going on within it. Um, so for instance, it's basically just a lot of like the intro. And then of course the drums themselves are a little bit basic. So it's like a mixture of like this tribal kind of cinematic drums that are going on. And then for the actual pre-drop, it's just a bunch of like hits. There's one in particular like this. So it's just and then of course I have my vocals going into the same time. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. What's interesting is that each one is panning to a different part of the song or to the sound. So this one's more or less in the middle. This lower one is going mostly like 20, a little bit over 25% to the left. So it gives it like this very unique kind of vocal sound that is kind of found in a lot of the stuff that I do. Um so yeah, I mean like it sounds very basic because for the most part it is because again there's not really anything that is like special about this. But the most special part that you're probably really cares about is the drop. So I'll actually show you guys that right now. The drop more or less looks a little bit something like this. I'm gonna just do it from like the build from the pre-drop leading into the actual drop. So So, the drop itself is also very lackluster. There really isn't a lot of like interesting stuff. I mean, there's just a simple like kick snare pattern. The unique part about the kick and snare is that it has like a little bit of like a swing to it. So it has like a very off time kick, but when I add like the this is from Chime's sample pack. It's basically the snare helper, so it adds a little bit more oomph to the snare. So here's what it sounds like by itself. But then of course when I add the drums together, it basically sounds like this. It's very simple. The second drop, which I'll probably show you in this section, is kind of the same feeling. And of course, the main bass sound kind of sound well. This sound, and then of course my subs that are extremely loud. The way that I do my subs is pretty interesting. I'm gonna show you in my mixer. Um, so the way that I do it is that I use kilohertz shaper just to kind of shape the sound so that it has a little bit more of a punch. Then of course I EQ it, mostly take out all of the low of the high ends, sorry, and kind of boost a little bit of the low ends to kind of give it that rumbly noise. Soft clip it where I have post gain at about 54% and the threshold at -7. The biggest thing that I could probably give you in terms of tips and tricks about how my basses function or most of my music functions is that soft clipper is going to be your best friend trying to make sure that it's going to still have the same punch, but it's not going to be too abrasive on your ears. Then I have Maximus. Maximus is just kind of there. I don't really focus too much on that. Then I have a Mangler distortion for the bass, and of course I have OTT. People say to me is like, oh my god, you don't have OTT on like everything. It's like, well, no, like OTT doesn't make you a better artist. Like it's just a tool, like everybody else, like everything else. But this is what the but essentially this is what the bass now sounds like with all that stuff together. It has like a very weird swing to it, but it's basically matching the bass. Um, the actual main bass itself sounds like this. Um, not a lot of interest, not a lot of like real post processing. Then we have this sound. And then yeah, I'm like that's and then of course I have a sustain. So here's what the bass sounds like with even just the drums. Here's what it sounds like even without the 808s. Um, it's kind of hard to kind of differentiate between the sounds that you're hearing, but I assure you that once you actually understand on how layering works, and again, these it's literally only just these two sounds with the subs, and so when you add the subs in, leading into it, with like these little fill guys. Um, so yeah, it's very simple. Um, and then of course in this part, basically this second drop, I have this drum part that kind of goes a little bit crazy. So yeah, I mean like it just has another feel to it that is a little bit more groovy in that second section. So yeah, I mean like that's pretty much it for like the whole entire thing of the song. So yeah. I hope that this video kind of gave you guys a little bit of kind of a breakdown about how I make my music, or even just kind of show you like a little bit of a tease of how I even made this song. And yeah, please go and check out the song on Friday when it releases. And thank you guys so much.